Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Standard Speakeasy. I'm your host, Sareth Ney. And every episode, I bring a comic on to the bill that's gonna be on Sareth Fest. And without further ado, welcome Jonathan, the real one. How are you, my man?
I am great, my friend. How are you today?
Fantastic. Thank you for being my guest today.
It's always a pleasure, man. Anything I can do with Sarith, I want to do it. Like that's my friend.
Awesome. We should go on tour together.
Whenever you're ready, let me know. My people will call your people, and we'll set that thing up.
Heck yeah. I always have fun performing stand up with you. So whether it's clean or dirty, we can do it all. Yeah.
Why put us in a box?
Yeah.
We're killers, man. Let's be killers.
That's right. Daytona raised this killer along with Eileen Warnos, so we're good to go.
Exactly, exactly.
Indeed. Awesome. And so, Jonathan, you are a new upcoming comedian with a fresh perspective of comedy, to comedy. So tell me what you mean, mister.
I don't know, man. I feel like I'm at a place and stage in life where I'm old enough, mature enough, wise enough to go through the hooplas and the mundane of life. And I think that it gives me a fresh perspective along with being a preacher, a pastor's kid, a preacher's kid. And so, yeah, there's a lot of things that we can't talk in church, we can't say in church, but we can say it when we're in the comedy club, Sarith. And so it's where I like to be unhinged and just let it all hang out.
Absolutely. I feel you on that one. We've done dive bars together. We've done your church together, and record shops together. It's like comedy is limitless. So
It's limitless, man, and it truly allows people to see another side. I love it because as a preacher, especially, we can have to be refined and kind of, you share that side of your life, but people don't always get to see the other side of your life.
that's for sure. So Jonathan's in and out, but we will get him back on board here in a little bit. Um, So with that being said, I'd like to give a shout out to Quan's Kitchen, K Nails and Spa for taking care of me in Colorado, and the Blowback Gallery for having Fest number uh, 11 this past year in July in Colorado, and the Chino Irish Pub and the Punk Rock Pizza for having us for Daytona Beach as well. Below in the description box below, you'll see Jonathan's social media info. And if you'd like to donate to his comedy journey, you can donate below via PayPal and all that jazz below. So I'm going to try and get Jonathan back in here and we'll see what he's up to. He's one of the nicest dudes ever, being a preacher's kid. And you'll see more of that in a little bit here when we go live. Um, I'll message him on Facebook so that way and see if he can come back in. We have Jonathan. He runs a church room, a black church to be specific, in Melbourne, and we did his show there. And uh, I remember it was a fun time because I didn't know what to say, what to do, but I knew that I had clean material, and he needed 7 to 10 minutes. I'm like, I can get you 7 to 10 minutes of clean material, even though I'm pretty filthy sometimes. But it definitely taught me a lot how to be a clean comic. There he is. Welcome back to the show.
You see, I'm not there yet, brother, so he's still working on me. Don't do that.
Don't do that. So I told him to donate to you and where the venues are. Gave him a shout out and all that stuff. And for the folks that take care of me in Colorado when I go back. And yeah, you're a preacher's kid. You're a comedian. You give a unique point of view on life. And boy, I got to see the flip side of you, like at the church show and at the dive bar show and dive bar mics. And it's a completely 180. It's pretty fun to watch.
Don't judge me, man. I feel like, we have to go hard. We have to, especially in the bar, right? Like nobody came there to hear us. Nobody's there to be entertained by Sareth and Jonathan.
Yep,
And so sometimes we have to get their attention, win their attention, and then we can, proceed to do our thing. So yeah, man, whatever it takes, to entertain, we're gonna do it, brother.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like I'll say it like this. I'll say it like this. If you ever hear me preach, I go hard. So what makes people think I'm not gonna bring that same energy to the comedy club or to the stage?
that's for sure. And we're buds on social media, so I see you preaching like you really do go hard at that podium. So I'm like, my man.
I'm passionate, man. I believe it, So I got it. I'm the real one. I got to give it off.
You are the real one for sure. And so, yep, your desire is to share your life and give the gift to the world through comedy. And so, I love that. It's like that's your goal, your intentions. It's like, what made you switch from music to comedy?
I mean, I definitely still do music. You can find me on all of the musical platforms and Spotify and iTunes and all that. Preacher music, Muzik. But again, I feel like the stage allows us to share all of our gifts and talents. If I could do impressions, I would be doing impressions on stage. I think that when you have that light on you, you bring it all. You share your gift, and so I still do music. I love music, and hopefully, somewhere down the line, I'll be able to be like a Jamie Foxx and share the music side as long with the comedy side. But right now, I'm just trying to win. I'm just trying to be better, and just win the hearts of the people that I have a chance and the privilege to get in front of.
Most definitely. I recommend not just being a comedian. You got to be like all sorts of everything. Like Jamie Foxx, he's been an actor in film, TV, and all that stuff, and he can sing his heart out with Kanye and all that stuff. It's like, huh, not bad.
why why limit ourselves? You know
Yep,
what I'm saying? I think that's the hard part I have with being a preacher or a Christian or anything like that. We think we have to get into one lane, and I'm one of those people that don't put a period at the end of my name, put a comma, because there's a lot of other things that go along with Jonathan. He's a dad, he's a father, he's a husband, he's a lover, he's all those things. So I don't like for people to put me in a box.
for sure.
And
Same
if you do,
here.
I'm gonna break it open. I'm gonna break it.
That's right, with the box cutter. Indeed.
Exactly.
So laughter is the medicine for the soul, and that's what we love to do. So awesome. So
Yeah, I
John,
feel like especially with church services and stuff like that.
Jonathan will be back. I think he likes to go like that, and it's technical difficulties. But as a friendly reminder, I definitely donate to uh, Jonathan's PayPal and Cash App below to help him with his comedy journey. Follow him on IG Preacher Music and on TikTok. You'll see his stand up and his sermons and all that good stuff. And also thank you again, once again to K Nails and Spa, Quan's Kitchen, Punk Rock Pizza, Turner Irish Pub, and the Blowback Gallery. And Sareth Fest this year is going to be October 2nd through the 5th. October 2nd is 8 o'clock at the Turner Irish Pub. We're going to go probably until like 1:30 in the morning because there's going to be two comedy shows and there's going to be an open mic until all the comics go up and get your own music and stuff like that to walk up to, which is pretty special. And then Punk Rock Pizza will have the 8 o'clock shows on Thursday and Friday, which is October 3rd and 4th. And the Turnug, we're going to end off there with the late shows that starts at 10 o'clock and goes until 1:30 because of the open mics. And then we also have, hey, what's up, my friend? And then October 5th, we have the Trinidad Irish Pub. 8 o'clock is start time, and it's going to end at 10 o'clock for the music part because of the UFC, and I'm going to go watch that with my buds. So I wanted to give them all the heads up on everything while we're with the technical difficulties. Got to think on
Yeah,
my feet.
man, it's all good. I'm looking forward to, man. I haven't been to one of your festivals, your comedy shows yet, and so I'm looking excited to rip the stage and just to be with you, man. I'm gonna have a good time either way.
Indeed. Hopefully, a lot of folks come out because I know it's football season and college football season, but we're gonna make the most of it. Like, we tried to put on a show during the Dolphins game at Punk Rock, and like no one showed up because Daytona is a Dolphins town. And I'm like,
Mm.
that bites. Like
Man, I
that's
got. Did you see that thing with Tyreek Hill and all that?
not at all.
Yeah, I
Oh wait,
guess.
he got pulled over, and then
Yeah,
yeah, and
I
then he
was
played the game.
I was livid about that situation, man.
Yeah,
I thought they should have took him to jail.
I think so too.
Yeah, I had $500 on that game, man. So I was disappointed. I was trying to go for the underdogs on that one.
Yeah, and then they didn't have really good luck against the Bills. I mean, poor Tua.
Oh, geez, man. Yeah, that's a pretty sad. If I'm him, I'm done. I think it's time to hang it up.
Yep,
Now you're saying I want to die. You know what I mean? Because three concussions, that's a lot, brother.
that's for sure. And like he threw that. I would caught like the last half of the football game, and like I guess he tried to throw the ball out of that bounce, and someone intercepted it, and I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah, there's a point where you say, okay, Lord, you're calling me to something else, you know?
Yeah.
But thank God he got his contract too, you know? So he's got the money, man. You're done. Leave.
Yep. Just
Yeah.
leave. If anything, he should just do a podcast with that Hawk Tuah girl, and the name's already in the name.
See, here we go. See, I'm not gonna get in trouble with you on this stuff.
That's my words.
Yeah, yeah. We don't need the man. What it is, the man ooze. I don't know. I don't know.
Who knows? Oh, comedy makes me say bad things.
It does. It does. It does. And we don't even have to say it. It could just be innuendos, right?
Yep, exactly. Just leave the H off, and the last H off, and you'll be fine.
They'll figure it out on their own. It's up to them.
Yep, on their
Yeah.
own.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome, Jonathan. So this next part is the questions I ask all the comics that I've ever interviewed from like the past 7 years. So
Hmm.
that being said, what inspired you to perform stand up comedy?
What inspired me to perform or to get into it?
Just perform, yeah, or get into it. Same thing, I guess.
Man, if you would have asked me 1,000 times would I ever do comedy, I would have told you no. I never thought it would be something that I would be in. Funny thing is every time I preach a sermon, I always used to open up with a joke. So I guess it was always there underlining, but I just never paid attention to it. Um, but I love it. I mean, it definitely has its ups and downs, and getting on the stage and learning how to control a room or entertain a room. But I think that, again, I'm going back to, I think it's the best creative space where I can share my gifts and talents. And you can share it under the umbrella of comedy. And I think it's just the perfect platform. And when I really got a chance, I had a friend who was doing it, and I watched him, and I was like, wow, I would really love to do that. And we had my birthday party about a year and a half ago, and we did a comedy show, and it was bananas. And I said, I think I found something here.
Good stuff. And what
Mhm.
was it feeling like when you first performed stand up?
Honestly, it felt natural. I didn't know what I know now. I didn't know, setup, premise, punchline. I was just talking from my heart. And so, you know, I think I had the ability even then. But as I'm growing and learning, it's like, okay, I see where growth has taken place. But I think sharing stories and being a storyteller, that's kind of always been my little thing. So um, here we are.
Most definitely. And what are your favorite comedy specials and comedy record albums and comedy podcasts?
If as a preacher, sometimes we'll listen to sermons, or we'll check out different preachers or pastors that resonate with us and inspire us. But I think for me, when it comes to comedy, I listen to everybody. I try to glean and just see what's going on, what's new, how are people, expanding on the craft. But if you ask me, like, who's my guy that's gonna make me laugh no matter what, even if I'm not trying to laugh, Earthquake is very funny to me, man. He just goes beyond the boundaries. I think, but of course, I like the Eddie Murphy. Of course, I like Richard Pryor's classics. So I have no set person. I'll listen to Jerry Seinfeld if I have to. I'm just always trying to grow and expand. And you learn from everybody. I learned from you.
Yep. I learned from you too, so that's fantastic. Indeed. And so, and comedy podcasts.
Um, Because I have XM radio, so I'm always listening to the Kevin Hart Laugh Out Loud radio, and of course, Earthquake has a podcast on there. There are some podcasts as local that I've been starting to listen to. Some of my peers are starting their own podcasts. I can't say there's one that I'm enjoying over the other. I think just hearing from comedians, new or seasoned, it just allows you to kind of stay in the zone of comedy and perfect your craft. So I'm open. If you got something for me to listen to, just lay it on me, brother.
I will absolutely. And yeah, I'm like, I love like Kevin Hart's Gold Mines. I listen to that, and it's just
Mm.
like getting in the brains of all kinds of folks. It's just like my favorite thing to do.
And hearing their process and their journey, right? Like, because
Yeah,
everybody goes through those ups and downs, and to hear somebody say that they were about to give up, and that one show or that one moment, it was their platform to greatness or their launch to greatness. So it's like, yeah, you definitely need those success stories that motivate all of us.
big time. And I hear Earthquake a lot, and I haven't watched his Netflix special yet, but I'm gonna watch it because everyone's like giving it rave reviews. So
Please do yourself a favor and watch that. He
awesome.
he really set the bar, and normally specials are like an hour. I think he only did like 37 or 40 minutes, and it was because Dave Chappelle told him like that was enough. You needed to do no more time because he totally wrecked. It was an earthquake, bro.
Wow. And if I can recall, he did Comic View a lot, and I remember watching him on Comic View growing up. So, like,
And that's what I'm saying. Like, those shows resonated with me. Comic View, Def Jam, and as a kid, we admired those things, but you never thought you would be in that space. And so this is kind of like a kid living his dream that he didn't even know it was a dream.
it's a good feeling too. So,
Especially
yep,
when you can actually make people laugh, right? Like,
yeah,
what better medicine and what better pickup game is that?
absolutely.
I know
I
you're good with all the people and all the ladies. If you can make a lady laugh, Sareth, like it's done deal, bro.
and I did stand up at I did a surprise set at Madcaps yesterday, and they had a bachelorette party, and they were just like, I was trying to. I only had 7 minutes, but the last got them going because I always tell people I look like a turtle, and they were just
Man, and that's that what I think what people don't understand. Like, okay, so the open mics are like us going to the gym. It's like a workout, right? But then when we get to the showcases, sometimes the showcases are way far more easier than the open mics because you have a captive audience who actually came to hear you. And so it's like it's just putting in the work so that when you get to that level, it's easy.
most
Hmm.
definitely. I
Hmm.
love it. And I'll upload my stuff. Here. I release like a little whole video set like every holiday or month. So I'm just like I have it all the way scheduled until like next year. So I'm like I'm good.
Real. What
Yeah,
you releasing your set? What you mean the set of your
like a
show?
full yeah like a full set from a show. Like I put together like a Chicago open mic special. Like it was like 15 minutes long with just like a different jokes and different sets. Like through the open mics, and I just pieced it all together to like a 15-minute special. So,
Mm,
yep. And then I put like if it's my really good set, I just put it out on like Easter or or Fourth of July or something like that. It's like I was it's on my YouTube and it just premieres automatically. I just set it
that's
at like
cool.
4:58, premieres at 5 o'clock on the dot because it just does that 2 minute thing, and then boom,
But how long you been doing comedy, Sareth?
11 years.
11 years. So I'm not there. I'm a year and a half. So it's like I don't like putting all my stuff out there and all the clips. And I
Oh,
feel like even when it comes to social media content, it's not respected in the same manner of what happened in that room because people don't always, get the same energy. So I'm working on putting content out there. I may put a short, but I don't want to put a whole clip yet.
oh.
But I'm working. I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Indeed. Yep, this era is totally different because like when I first started, we didn't have like TikTok and Instagram that much, and hardly anyone was putting their clips on there. And so like now that everyone has like 15-second like spans, it's like all right, put that up there. But if people want to sit through my sets on YouTube, go for it. But there's like low views anyways, and so no one knows who I am, and no one knows what to expect. And so I'm like,
And they don't know that they're listening to a great. They have no idea that this is the great Sareth, you know.
yeah,
And
like
I
I
find
said,
that too. Every platform is different. IG is different from Facebook. Facebook's different from TikTok. So you know you got to find your thing of what platform works best for you too. And I mean I do. I kind of believe try all of it. You never know.
indeed, I put my clean ones on Facebook and Instagram, like my jokes, and then I put my dirty sets on YouTube, and then I
Well,
put like you got to be 18 and older to watch this.
well,
So I'm
see,
not
that's
gonna.
my problem too. You know, being a preacher and a comedian, it's like everybody's not ready for all of Jonathan. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, Lord, I'll pump the brakes until they're ready. You know.
Oh yeah. And I'm like, maybe my sets are too dirty that I'm just gonna put them on the adult websites and just create a pro.
It's you know, and it's probably we're not even I don't use profanity or anything like that, but it's like sometimes just people have closed minds. They're not
Yeah,
ready for the dialogue, and I think that's why again I like this space because it's time to have these conversations, man. I think we'll have less divorce if people could hear the real stories and not the fabricated, marriage is undefiled or marriage. No, marriage it's a ministry, it's a work,
yeah.
So that's why I love a comedy, man.
That's why I love it too. And we'll continue with the questions. How much time do I have with you? Too? I forgot to ask you.
I'm here with you, brother. We'll see how we'll see, but I don't hope I don't get cut off from you again.
Oh
But
yeah,
I'm rocking with you, bro. We here.
heck yeah, dude, awesome. And so let's see here. We talked about comedy specials, comedy record albums, and podcasts. So the next question is: some of those guys like Pryor and Murphy and all those folks have been on TV and film. We talked about Jamie Foxx too. And so with that being said, what are your favorite sitcom sketches and comedy films?
Lord have mercy. I mean, come on, man. I gotta go back to In Living Color, just to see all of those skits, all of those different characters play out on stage. I can remember always being on the phone with one of my friends talking about the Martin show once the Martin episode was coming on and going off, like just, Roscoe and all those people. So yeah, I think that I'll do a little bit of Saturday Night Live to see what's going on. Um, so yeah, I mean, I definitely would say In Living Color was a big part of, just seeing the comedic roles play out.
Big time. I love me some Wanda and Shanae, and those are. did you watch the BET Awards when they did like a trailer for like a bank robbery movie with those two?
Yeah. But the movie never came out, right?
I know it never came out, but it would have been legendary. It would have been like Set It Off, but with like Shanae and Wanda.
How do you feel about men playing those female roles? What's your thoughts on that?
I'd say if you can do it, do it. Like if you can't, then don't. But don't like. I know it's a big old stigma with black men wearing dresses, and but like when it comes to like John Leguizamo and like Patrick Swayze, like we don't care. We're gonna do Tu Wong Fu with the Wesley Snipes. We don't care.
Yeah.
And as long as it's funny, it's funny. But like if you don't feel comfortable doing it, don't do it. Don't sell your soul to Hollywood. It's not worth it. But if you want to do it, go all out. Like I did a drag show with Anna Lefley, and I'm like, I didn't dress in like a dress or nothing. I just dressed in a kimono dragon, which was a bathrobe from Daytona, and then I dressed up in like an airbrush bikini because I'm not gonna be in a swimsuit in the swimsuit competition. And
So
so
you
like I
were
put
you were the dragon or you had a dragon?
oh I had to dress in drag, yeah,
Okay.
and she
Okay.
stand up, but and then I had like a wig like a geisha wig, and like Sir Winston Pickles, right? Like
Sareth and Pickles.
Sir Winston Pickles, the clown that does stand up with us. He has like the dark sense of humor. He used to live in Melbourne too.
Okay, I have to see his face. I'm a visual guy.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's like he
Okay.
paints his whole face like he's all dressed up in clown makeup and head to toe and you know, three-piece suit, the whole nine, and a
Mm.
suitcase on stage. And I asked him for some makeup tips, and he taught me. He's like, "All right, get this face paint," and then I turned into a juggalette from the Juggalos, and then did my whole face was all with Juggalo makeup. I'm like, I'm not gonna wear like real makeup. I went all out. It's fantastic.
That's it's, hey, that's the goal, to go all out.
Yeah,
I agree with what you said. I think that as long as you're comfortable with it, I think as long as you're not selling your soul or doing something that you don't want to do, I'm for it. I personally don't want to be in a dress. I'm not going to be, but I'm not gonna shun another man for expanding or sharing his gift.
yep,
Because I mean, look at Eddie Murphy. He did it all. Played all the characters, and
yep.
so I think that's an amazing thing.
And he wore a muumuu, so it was different from a dress. So it was like,
I suppose I don't whatever floats the boat, brother.
yeah, Hercules. Oh man. And so speaking of the Nutty Professor, like favorite movies, comedy movies, and sitcoms.
Okay, say that one more time.
Favorite comedy movies.
Favorite comedy movies. There's so many. There's so many. I think that I love the classics. I love Friday. I love Coming to America. The first one. Um, if my wife is here and we're watching TV, we're she and my cousin Vinny pops on, we're gonna have to watch it. So I love those things that are just different, unique, um, where you just again, laughter is for the soul.
Most definitely.
What's your
And
favorite one?
oh, I have like Tommy Boy is like my all-time favorite. Like
Okay.
you can just quote it, like because like Chris Farley and David Spade are in it, and like I relate so much to Chris Farley's character because like I used to work for my dad. It took me 7 years to finish up college. I did get a D in my final semester, so I can graduate college because my GPA was so low. Like everything was so on point with that movie with me. So it was
If now that you make me think too, I think I would I definitely got to add Major Pain onto that too for me.
oh yeah, some
Major Pain,
Damon
like I
Wayans.
can probably remember almost every line in that movie.
Indeed. Aquez says, "What's up, guys?" And so that's him at 139. Hopefully, he's still in here so he can talk with us. And so be nice to us if you are going to talk with us. So yeah, he's like one of my number one supporters on YouTube. So
Oh yeah, I love Quez. He actually was moving to Texas. I think he left over the weekend or this week. So shout out
oh
to Quez. We love our Quez.
yeah, can't believe he moved and not just say goodbye to me. I'm so
Yeah,
bummed.
he's kind of a jerk like that. Um, just kidding, Quez. We love you.
Yeah. So is he moving to Austin like all the other comics?
No, he's moving to Texas for a job, but he's
Oh,
not going to be far from Austin, from what I hear.
oh, that's
And
good.
so he says he'll be back, back and forth. But love him, love him, love him as well.
Good dude for sure.
Hmm.
And favorite sitcoms?
Famous sitcoms, man. Every night before I go to bed on the weekdays, I'm gonna watch King of Queens. That's my
Indeed.
show. It puts me to rest, puts me to sleep, and I don't know if it's Arthur. I think Arthur, the father, the stepdad, um, the father-in-law. He's just hilarious to me, man. So definitely King of Queens is my go-to for the night.
For sure. Absolutely. I totally forgot you mentioned Martin too, and so I was thinking about Shanae and Dragonfly Jones and all that stuff. Jerome in the house. Gotta love
Pay me my
Jerome.
money. Pay me my money.
He's a player from the Himalayas.
Exactly. Oh, Jerome in the house, baby.
Good times. They're gonna make a drama out of it, I guess, because he got linked up with Will Smith, and so they're gonna make it a drama now. So
I could see it
hopefully,
on, but they could definitely play that out on like Broadway or something like that. Martin was just, I loved all his movies, Nothing to Lose. Just an amazing actor and comedian, man. And again, that's the same style of comedy I like, that real life. These are things that I'm going through, and so that's why I resonate with those type of comedians.
100%. And
Mhm.
so, if you can go on tour with any comedian locally and internationally known, which comedians would you have to go on tour with?
Any local comedians?
and international ones too.
And international ones. I mean, I love all my comrades, man. They've all been good to me. If I get a chance to be on stage with any of them, I'm always blessed. Sometimes coming in being the preacher and the pastor, people not always inviting, but we got a great host of comedians here in Melbourne, Daytona, and Orlando, and so I love gleaming from all of them. I think that. I don't know, man. If I could, even internationally, again, being with any of those boys, just being on the stage is a blessing. So I don't necessarily have any one particular person. Of course, I know C and C Dillard, and that's one of my boys. And of course, you got some people that you bounce stuff off a little bit, but I think that we're all growing. And hey, man, the sky's the limit. So traveling and international, I just want to go, Sareth. You put me on the ticket, I'm coming. Like,
Absolutely,
it don't matter, man. I just want to be on the stage.
100%. And we won't mention where you're going next, but you better go on stage at those open mics and shows out there, because I know that they do have shows out there for those expats. So.
If I, well, yeah, you said I'm gonna be headed to Barcelona next week, Spain, and all of that. I think we might even hit Italy a little bit. So, yes, now I feel like I've gotten to the place where I've kind of gotten my style or kind of who I want to be under my belt, my toolbox. And so I feel like I can take those tools out now and see how it works amongst the masses or to different regions. So I'm looking forward to just sharing the gift, as we say.
Most definitely.
Mm.
And let's see here. If you can get roasted by five comedians, top five dead or alive, which comedians would you like to get roasted by?
You're gonna stick to these comedians. Let me see. Who would I don't you know what I find about comedians, man? Comedians are sometimes the most sensitive people out of everybody else.
Yeah.
We like to roast people, but most of them don't like to get roasted. But I got tough skin myself. I can take it as long as people can take it. I don't mind them giving it to me as long as I can give it back. Don't try to roast me and I can't roast you. You know what I'm saying? Um, but who would I say I would like to hear from locally? Are we talking locally?
Yep.
Locally on our scene that I'm familiar with. I think I don't know if you know Selena, but I
Yep.
like Selena Ubias. I just think she's quick, she's witty, she's gonna say something about you. C Dillard's gonna make you feel a certain type of way. We got a new comedian named EJ Mack. I think he has great roasting ability. I would like for Sarif to roast me because I think that your approach and style is different. You're gonna hit me with some ninja power and turtle soup. So I would love to hear that. And who else would I say? Of course, Quest would be cool because I know he loves me. You got Eric, you got Brian, you got so many people, man. So I would like to hear what they got to say about me. That's what I want to start with.
Oh yeah.
What they got to say, and then we go from there.
It's always the best that people that actually know you instead of like celebrities for the most part, because like you said, you're all growing together, so you know each other. It's like, yeah,
And I
and
was even Preach Card. I know you guys know him as well. So it's like I just think there's so many hosts of good people. To me, it's really a matter of if we stick with it, and stay with it. Sometimes people start and then they get fatigued or they get burnt out. But I think that we're in a great scene and Melbourne. I don't think it has really been popping as relates to comedy as it is now. So I think over the next few years, the comedy scene between Melbourne and Daytona and Orlando, it's going to be phenomenal. And that's why I appreciate you because you're reaching out to everybody and you're bringing the festivals and all those things. So it's going to be a beautiful scene here over the next few years.
oh, big time. It's
Mhm.
a great triangle to do stand up, like, and it's not even that far from each other either. It's like an hour and a half sometimes. It's perfect. So
And that's what makes it good too, right? Because we can travel an hour, 2 hours here, even Miami. I haven't been down there to do comedy yet, but it's like, You know, we have great venues right here that we're bringing up and coming.
big time. I haven't done
Mm.
Miami either, but I have a place to stay in Stewart, so that's good. Whenever I want to do South Florida, I can just stay there. So
Okay. Well,
yeah,
you can always come by here and I'll just charge you a small fee and you can stay and sleep and it'll be cool, man.
heck yeah, let's plan a South Florida tour. I'm
Let's
up for
do
it.
it. Let's
Awesome.
I wanna, man, my heart's have you ever been in Atlanta yet?
I have. I did the Relapse Theater
Okay.
when it was open. It was heaven on earth. But
Really?
if yeah, like Roy Scovel did his special there and his documentary there, and like I got picked for the show called Sweet Baby Cheeses, and they made a grilled cheese in the corner. Uh, like they were just making grilled cheese, and it was like, smelling up the whole theater. And then there was no seats left at all, so people were sitting on their butts or standing in the back. It was like standing
Mm.
room only. It was nuts. And I my set's on YouTube, and it was like a couple years ago, and but like I had to wait for all the laughs to clear because it felt like a wave. Like I'm a stand and deliver kind of comic, so I was like, just standing in one spot, but you can see me moving back and forth because of the laughter and the energy was just moving me back and forth. It was nuts.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll
Wow.
send that clip your way because you're gonna be like, now I see that whole energy shift. It's just
Yeah,
wild. Yeah.
yeah, I would. I'm got some traveling coming up, so I want to hit some. You know what I love and I admire about comedians, um, from my perspective and kind of gleaming from you guys. They don't sit back and wait on time to find them. You know, comedians will go after it. You know, they'll move to Austin, they'll just pick up and go. And
Yeah.
I think I've never really seen that, in my time of living. I've never seen people so passionately pursuing what they want to do. And so it's really been refreshing to see for myself.
Big time. I love it. So yep. And have you done stand up in Atlanta?
I have not. I
Oh,
have not. But I'm it's coming.
yeah.
It's coming, brother.
And it's like I prefer to drive up there because I'm like only 6 hours away, and if you like take the airplane, like it's an hour and a half to get there, plus 3 hours to or 2 hours to get through TSA, so that's already 3 hours there. And so
Mm,
by the time it's 3 hours, you're already in Savannah. So it's like
mm.
you might as well just keep on going, and and by the time you land, it's like another hour or half hour to board off the plane, all that
So
jazz. So it's like
what would you say is the best place you've done comedy at? What was the what's the highlight you say
my all-time
so
favorite
far?
my favorite all-time city. I'll go with the time zones. How about that? The mainland time zones. I'll go with the improv space in Los Angeles, right by UCLA, and then for the Pacific, for the mountain, I'll have to say Comedy Works downtown because I did this show called Thick Skin, and they call it the F it bucket, and so they draw your name out of there by random, but they rigged it so that way I can go up because they knew who I was, but I was in the audience and I didn't know anybody. We were supposed to be in the green room, so they pulled me up and they rigged the bucket. And then my favorite in the Central Time Zone is Chicago. Like anywhere in Chicago, it's heaven.
Mm,
Yeah, and
mm.
then Eastern. When I produced a show at the Funny Bone, uh, that was wild. We were only expecting 70 people to show up, and James John and interviewed me on Real Laughs, and the 70 people turned into 210 more people, and we were supposed to start at 8 o'clock. They pushed the show date to 8:30 because there was so many people in line, and so instead of doing 30 minutes for a feature set, they had to shrink it down to 10, and I just like I put the whole show together from the lineup top to bottom. It was ill. So
That's pretty crazy, man.
yeah.
Um, okay, so do you feel like the comedy transfers no matter where you are, or do you have to adjust your set for the different cities?
Mm, it's great. I mean, I've never really much pandered to the audience. Like, if your comedy is universal, it's universal, and it'll make anybody laugh. But you got to read the room, though. If they're laughing at clean jokes, do clean material. If they're laughing their butts off with dirty material, go dirty. But and like Jamie Moynihan taught me, like, if it's a cold room and you don't know if they're uh, the room yet, no matter the who went on before you or if you're biting the bullet, start off with clean material, win their hearts, and then go dirty, and then set the tempo of the room.
It's something though. Every time you say dirty, it sounds really dirty, Sarith. Just, just sounds like we're going down in the dirt. I don't know. It's just something about you saying that word.
Oh yeah, because like I don't like when you see me at Grumpy's, like that's pretty tame, but when you see me in Daytona, like I get Daytona dirty. Like you better be like, holy cannoli, like
Mm,
like
mm.
you never seen a dirty comic like me. So it's
That's pretty crazy.
yeah. So let's see here. Where do you see your comedy journey in the next 5 years?
Good question. I don't know. I'm really trying to take the bull by the horn for myself. Like I say, I think being being that I have my own perspective, my own way, being the music, being the preacher, doing those kind of things, being urban but yet clean, all of that. I kind of want to continue to be on the stage with my peers and do the showcases and stuff, but I can definitely see where I would like to take my own entertainment business and start to go out and put on shows. And I think that, there's a way that people do certain things, but then there's a way that I'm going to do certain things.
Oh, Jonathan's in and out again, but we're gonna be just fine. So that gives me time to give you guys a reminder, and ladies, to feel free to donate to Jonathan's uh, Cash App and all that stuff, PayPal, whatever he has below. Follow him on all social media. I know it looked pretty dark in here because there's uh, some kind of like the clouds are just blocking out the sun, and I don't feel like getting up and opening my blinders because you never know, there might be an alligator outside my window. Shout out to Blowback Gallery, Trinidad Irish Pub, Punk Rock Pizza for having Strath Fest this year. Um, and also thanks to K Nails and Spa and Quan's Kitchen for taking care of me. And I just did some more announcements while you were away. So
good,
we're rolling
good,
with the punches, Jonathan. We're rolling with
good.
the punches. And then let's see here. So we were talking about you growing as in your 5 year plan as your journey. So the cutoff there halfway through. So
Yeah, I would like to, harness my gift, my talent, own it, become more, get better at my craft and what I'm doing. And again, the goal is to present it to the world. So I would like to get on, other platforms with churches and different things like that. But again, I like also being outside, as I call it. I like being outside of the church, so that certain things can't be said in church. I do believe in holiness and cleanliness and all of that. But there are some conversations that I want to have outside of the church. So again, I could see where preaching music entertainment is a business. I have a brand that we're working on called Dope Comedy, which stands for Different on Positive Energy. And so hopefully the goal, especially probably next year, is to really take the brand out and start to put on shows throughout the city and hopefully the state, and we go from there.
that's awesome. I can get you connected to like some Christian comics in Jacksonville because, and so that way you can make a circuit out of it. So
For sure, for
yeah,
sure. Yeah, I
and
know one of my buddies was saying they had like a Chitlin circuit or something like that,
uh,
and they would go different places. So, yeah, again, gleaming from you guys, one of the things that I've learned is you can't wait on nobody to punch your ticket. You got to be punching your own ticket. And so, there's the comedy that we love to do, but then there's that business side. And the one thing I've learned about life, everybody who is main stage is not necessarily the funniest comedian, but they have great business sense, and so you got to bring that to the table too.
big time. Bring it
Mhm,
on to the
mhm.
table. Be your own Hercules.
Hey, my wife said if it ain't making no dollars, it ain't gonna work. So
That's
if I'm gonna continue, it's gonna have to bring in that money, brother.
absolutely. And if it ain't making no dollars, it's not making any sense.
No, 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 no. I definitely want to get better at the craft and work that, but I think there's that point in your life where we have to become serious about it. And so that's when you kick into the next level.
big time. I'm like, I'm
Mhm.
not leaving my house if there's no gas money involved.
Come on, man. Come
Yeah.
on, man. Everything is going up, right? Every
Yep.
the what they call inflation is real, brother.
Big time. Yep. And there's a lot of shows here in the state where like that's why people skip Florida so much. It's like there's no money in comedy here. And like and if sometimes if they do try it at the door, they don't give you the piece of the pie. And I'm like, this is just ridiculous. I'm like, that's why I'm like, forget about it. You gotta give me like my gas card first before I get out of here.
Bro, you treading on things I don't want to know if we need to be talking about on this podcast here, but I've done shows and haven't gotten paid for it, and I don't take it to heart. I take it as part of the learning and part of the growing, and so I'm cool with that. And sometimes I'm not even into the money as much as just wanting to work your craft. But there are the politics. There are things that come along with any realm of business, and so for me, it's like focus on what's important, and what's important is killing, having a good time, and the rest will take care of itself.
Big time. Let the
Mhm.
universe handle it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And if not, my wife will handle it. Somebody gonna handle it, and I
Yeah.
don't want to get handled either. So we're gonna we're gonna make that money right.
Indeed. Awesome. And so let's see here. What's your favorite joke a comic has written?
Right now. So this is not my joke, or is this some? This is any joke out there in the ether, right?
Yep, in the
Okay.
ether.
So I'll just go with recently. We're not gonna pull up old jokes, but I was sharing with a colleague of mine. I said, the best joke right now. I think it was Colbert on the late night show. He just did a joke on Mr. Donald Trump's. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats and the dogs. But he turned the bit into where because Donald Trump says he's seeing the dogs or the dog eating on TV, and so he turns it into where it's like you saw it on TV, and he turns it into the Paw Patrol. Like he really saw Paw Patrol. And I was like, that's hilarious. That's hilarious, bro.
Yeah. I can't believe they're eating cats and dogs in Ohio. That's just crazy. Oh man. And like my friend Kermit, he's in the Orlando comic. He made like these two comics that are Haitian and just like put cats all around him in front of a Haitian restaurant. I'm like, you were just out of control.
It's so bad, it's funny, it's comical. From a comedic standpoint, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But as a preacher and a pastor and someone who cares for people, it's the worst thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You're disparaging a whole race of people, saying they're out here eating cats and dogs and pets.
Yeah.
Like it's so disparaging. But what we gonna do, man? That's him. That's who that guy is.
Yeah. Good stuff, I tell you. It just like made me spit out my drink. It's like these people. Oh man, I can't believe it either. It's like leave that part to us Asians. Don't get anybody else involved.
That's what I was thinking. Like that's come on, man. We like turtle soup and all of that. That's
Yeah,
a yeah. We'll leave that where it is.
indeed. Don't invite us to the cookout. Just come to our restaurants.
You know what taco is spelled backwards, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
This is
And
this these views are not Sareth's views. Please do not, PETA, do not hit up Sareth, okay?
yep, exactly. I've never eaten a cat and a dog in my life, but
On TV.
on TV. That's right. and and Jonathan, what experience would you like your audience to take with them after a set is over?
Man, I'm still working on these details. I can tell you right now it's just been, that guy's funny, but I think, there's a point in my life where I want it to be interesting because I heard Dave Chappelle say, if you can, you can entertain a room if you can be interesting. But I think as I continue to grow, as I continue to glean from you all and others, I think that I want my set to be special. I want that when I'm done, they're like, okay, that guy is going somewhere or he is somebody. And so I think that, the more we put in the work, right, we get more confident in what we're doing. And so as I gain more confidence, it's like, okay, I want to be a killer. I don't have to be, better than everybody else, but for myself and my own growth, I want to be the best I can be with my gift.
Big time.
Yeah.
Feel you on that one, sir. And so yep. And this third it's a third act. So with that being said, this is a stand-up speakeasy. It's a secret society of stand-up comedians. And so with that being said, you have to be invited to join our group or our speakeasy, if you will. And so with that being said, Jonathan, which five comics out of Melbourne would you like to see on a future episode on the stand-up speakeasy?
Am I staying local again, right?
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna stick to Melbourne. I'm not gonna do Daytona or Orlando. I'm gonna stick to my people I see. Um, do. And I'm thinking about people who aren't already popping. Like I said, I've been at it a year and a half, and some of my peers are 2 years plus in. So I'm talking about people who are more so under that year, that I think are really doing a great job. So I like Noah. I don't know if you ever heard of Noah J. Fleming. The
Oh yeah.
guy's he's hilarious to me. I just love his low hanging fruit that he pulls off the tree. I just love it. Again, I love EJ. I know he's still he's not necessarily new, but he's new to our scene. Aquez is again up and coming. There's Alex Barbosa. She was just on Kill Tony. Um, do. Who else would I say? That's four. Um, when I'm staying with Melbourne. Of course, I like my Matt G and my Alex. Um, so yeah, again, man, we got a great nucleus of people, and I would like to see them all just continue to push, because I think that there's a grace in staying in the business and continuing to work. And so, Cassandra, I think all of them are talented. So yeah, I mean, that's just to name a few. But when I get to naming, then I miss a name, and then they watch this, and now they don't invite me to their shows no more. So all of them. So I want all of them to go.
Sounds good. Awesome. That works for me. And so be sure to check us out at Sareth Fest coming up. Speaking of, do you have any shows coming up that you'd like to plug?
Well, I know I'll be with you in October. We have a show when I get back from out of town. It's going to be at a banquet that I'm doing, called The Men Who Cook. And so we're going to be putting on a show there. And then I'll be back at Moon Room in October as well. So October is going to be a booming month, trying to hit as many as I can before the holidays come. And then we'll go from there. So yeah, those got about three or four major shows for October.
Wow, that's amazing. That's good stuff. My next is not until Strathfest, so which is October 2nd to the 5th, Daytona, Punk Rock Pizza, and Tuna Nog Irish Pub. The dates are on thecutiepie.com. It's in my link tree. Just click on Strathfest Daytona Beach lineup. It has Jonathan's pictures, his social media info, which is on the bottom too, and donate to his comedy journey as well if you'd like. It's in the description box below. And any final words you'd like to give out to the audience at home?
No, I would just say, come out, check us out, come see us. Always pursue your dreams and your talents and your gifts. And I think if put God first, anything can happen. Because as I always say on the stage, man, God is good all the time. He's good.
And all the time, God is good.
There you
Yeah,
go. That'll help you from getting robbed, man. Like people don't know that, but somebody pull up on you with that pistol and say God is good. You say all the time. It's gonna be an exchange that you need to happen. That's all I'm saying.
absolutely. And that helped me through my set at your church show. And Ash Cash, too. She was like, "Can I use that, too?" And I'm like, "Yes, you can use that."
It works. It works. It's a call and response.
Indeed. Which reminds me, I'm going to release that on my Christmas special. So I'm going
Okay.
to. Yeah, so you're gonna see
Make
that
sure you
set.
tag me in it so I get it.
I will absolutely.
For
It's gonna
sure.
be lovely. That was a
For
really
sure.
great set too. I had so much fun.
Man, we enjoyed you. You'll definitely be back. Like I say, this we're trying to close out this year, but for the new year, you're on. I want you to come to my birthday party. It's going to be in January. We're going to be doing a big show. I haven't got the venue yet. We may be at the Funky Dog Improv or something,
Oh, nice.
but you'll be knowing about that.
I would love to be there. I will be there, and my birthday's in December, so it's gonna probably be just an open mic at the No, because it's between Christmas and New Year's, so no one goes to it. So we're just
Okay.
gonna have fun anyways. That's why I moved my birthday show to Sareth Fest in October, so that
Uh,
way I can bring all my friends and we're gonna have fun. And my Christmas is in July for the other Sareth Fest. So I'm like,
okay.
huh.
And then you know what? I forgot to mention Kyle Christopher is a
Uh,
killer. Make sure
yeah,
you put Kyle on here. And I don't know if you have Preach Carter, but make sure you bring them boys up. Those boys are killers. Chris Robinson, they all killers.
indeed. I need to get all those guys on here. I was on Chris's podcast too. That was fun.
Okay, yeah, I love Chris' perspective. And he said something one time. I was like, "There's no way you just thought of that." Like it was bananas. But again, comedians are very intelligent people.
Oh yeah, actually
Mhm.
I did interview Chris Robinson. You got to watch his episode on here. It's very lengthy, but it's
Okay.
like he goes into all the gems. It's great.
Okay, I have to
Yeah.
check it out.
I'll send you the link after we're done. So
That sounds good. That sounds good.
awesome, my man. Thank you so much for being my guest, Jonathan, the
Man,
real one. Awesome,
I
and
appreciate you, brother. Thank you for
I
having me.
appreciate you, brother. And I can't wait to see you. Safe travels until we meet again and share the stage together. I can't wait. So
Yes, sir. All love. You be good, man. Love.
I'll be well, my man, and be well, everyone. Take care of each other and see you soon. Stay